Hello, Aries. It's umomgtarot, and this is your someone secretly talking about you tarot card reading. Who is it this time? We're gonna figure it out. We got your candle burning, barely. Candles at store. Oh, I should probably light this one. This smells really good. This one smells good. Now, this you want during Christmas. I won't plug to... Hey, autofocus. You got me? You don't got me. Whatever. Fine. It wasn't meant to be. It was not meant to be. Aries, today we're looking at who's secretly talking about you. And I'm going to start with the astrology reading cards. Then we're going to do a tarot spread and see what they're talking about. What's this about? Listen, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start. Your first card, here's a hint, Cancer. The energy is emotional, sensitive, caring, and loving. It may concern family, mother, or a child. A mother. Could be your mother. Right? This is sensitive energy, and this is very energy that hits home. Very much energy that is connected to your home life. So, okay, what are you coming at me with? Taurus energy, very connected to home life. Okay, so the energy around you shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthy, and productive, yet relaxed and slow. Okay, there's some heart involved in here. We've got Moon connected with Cancer and Venus connected with Taurus, so let us keep going. Then we got Capricorn, 2 earth signs and a water sign. Okay, the energy around you is serious, materialistic, and hardworking. It bestows shrewdness and cautious ambition. Now, what immediately comes to me here is mother and father. And between that, there's that Taurus energy. And that Taurus energy is known to be a little stubborn. So let's see what they're talking about. Maybe that could give a little more insight. And with Capricorn, we have that connection to Saturn, which builds structure and boundaries in our lives. This person may be talking about that, although they may be talking with love and care because of that Cancer energy, and they may be very firm on you, firm and blunt and stern in their ways when they're talking about you. So let's have a look at what they be saying. 7 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Oh, 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay. 2 of Swords in reverse, and finally the Knight of Wands in reverse. Lots of reversals here. Very interesting. Okay. So you're being met with some choices. They are talking about either your choices or their choices that affect you. Some of this requires some sensitivity, soul searching, and introspection. I think that this might be matters of the heart. They may be talking to you, wanting to have a heart-to-heart talk, or this is about how they feel about you and your choices. This solo energy right here, I think some part of it is about you being on your own, that they have an opinion on. Now, again, I go heartfelt opinion. I feel sensitivity because of the Cups. This starts with it comes from a place of concern, care, love, some type of investment, spiritually or emotionally investment in you is why they're talking about it. So this may be about you and considering that you have depression or some sort of sadness. They're showing some choices that you're making that are reflecting this need to be alone or isolate yourself. And they notice, they care, they notice, and they believe, and what they believe is that there's a false mask being put on. And I think that because when this card is in reverse, I usually blame the querent. I usually go, okay, well, what are you presenting that they're supposed to be expecting that isn't actually accurate? You know, when they call and you're like, oh yeah, no, everything's good, I'm happy, everything's great, and then they go, but look at your life. You live in that shack next to those crackheads. You can't be happy. And you're like, look, I'm fine. Fine. Okay, me. And so 7 of Swords, it reveals some sort of deception that's happening. It could go both ways, where they're showing you that everything, we're good, everything's, yeah, no, good, we're happy for you, great, everything's good. But either way, in this dynamic, somebody is not being completely upfront or free to be honest about who they are or what they want. This doesn't feel like, I'm just straight up talking about you because I'm lying and making up stuff. This, again, comes from a place of concern. And this false mask being in reverse, it makes me feel like, well, is there welcoming the honesty? Is the honesty welcome in this dynamic? Now then we have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords represents indecision. Not wanting to go backwards or forwards, left or right. Not wanting to make a definitive, concrete decision and cut the blindfolds off. Wanting to hold in limbo and not really face the truth of a situation. Some people have some emotional situations going on with the family that they're not being honest about, and they probably don't want to be honest about. They probably feel like, hey, I gotta, I have a right to be private and not reveal just everything. But I'm starting to get suspicious of you. Yes, I am. Because now we're being faced with the Knight of Wands. And if you know what I know about the Knight of Wands, especially in reverse, that's some hoe energy. That's some, hey, what are you doing? Sexual energy. You know? That's some, hey, how come so many? Same time? Really? Okay. That's some doing too much energy. So they may see something and notice something that you're in. This, for example, I'll put it this way. We don't have drugs and addiction or anything like that, but if this scenario played out that way, it would be like, okay, well, you think showing up drunk because you're a functioning alcoholic, that you have everyone fooled, but what you're really doing is making people accept that you and just play along because they, then you're drunk, or you're that type of person who's short-tempered and goes off and gets super, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's almost like they're accepting this false sense of reality with you because they just want to, because they care, because they want to comply. But there's this whole, like, other side of you that they can see peeklings of that you're not really admitting, and that they're talking about. They're talking about your moves, they're talking about your choices, they're talking about your actions, and they don't necessarily agree with your actions, and so they're talking about it. It feels like more than one person talking. People from a place of care. We see choices, and then we see indecision. We see going to think, isolate oneself, maybe even causing depression, sadness, just the need for a retreat, to be off on your own. But I feel like that just ties into why they're talking about you. Why I'm talking about you, because you need to be alone, and that's weird because you used to want to be around everyone. Now you've been even progressively more and more alienating yourself into some wilderness. So you live in a cabin. Some of you live in a cabin and you're like, I don't want to explain myself. I don't want to run into people. I don't want to see anyone. Type energy. And yeah, I get it. Oh yeah. But people notice the change, and I guess someone might mention it this week or this month. Because they care. Right? So feels like there's not too much more to go into. There's a little bit like, yeah, I mean, we go back and forth from indecision to choices and actions, and this is basically a person watching what you're doing and being like, oh, okay, well, I'm concerned. I am concerned. I care. I think that you need more structure. I think you may be a little, maybe a little stubborn yourself. And that might be the stalemate there. That might be the, hey, I think you should do this, and you think that you should do that. And then there's no compromise, because we have the stubborn Taurus, and then we have the indecision of the Two of Swords, and we're just like, okay, well, no, I don't know. But I would consider, because of this isolation thing, I would consider what people say on the outside as they observe you, because you cannot see that perspective, and if it's someone that cares about you, at least take it into consideration. It's not easy to tell you stuff you don't want to hear. Consider that. So if they're going to be like, hey, lately you've been kind of, a jerk. What do you mean? You slashed my tires. You're right. I have been having anger issues. You know what? Let me look into that. I'm not going to say you're right, but let me consider that. Let me consider my behavior. oh my god, it's been 2 days and I've already slashed 2 more tires. Oh, maybe I do need it. Anger management. Hey, thank you for putting up with me and pointing that out. Let me work on that. It's been 3 days and I've been clean from slashing. You know what? No more slashing tire jokes. That's a bad omen to bring on any of you guys. But anyways, there it is. That's your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, share the video. And if you'd like a personal reading, please check out the description for a link to my website, as well as a link to my Etsy shop. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.